Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. We are here in my kitchen that I specifically cleaned so that it looks nice in these videos, okay? It's not always like this. But I saw a video by Whitney Simmons, the queen, and she just did basically like a 10 things I buy every week or 10 things that are normally in my fridge, and I wanted to do a video like that today, so I couldn't narrow it down to 10, but I got it to like 15. So this is just going to be my keto 15-ish things that I always have in my fridge or buy weekly at the grocery store. So if you're interested in seeing some of my keto essentials, keep watching. So these are not in any specific order of like what I enjoy the most or anything like that. These are just simply essentials that I always have, and I just put them out on the counter and I'm just gonna go for whichever one strikes my fancy. All right, so up first, the thing that's right in front of me, pork rinds. I know not everyone likes these. I love them. I think they're great, especially when for me the alternative is buying Quest chips. They're pretty expensive and I essentially use them for the same things, like add some crunch to a meal, dip them in guac, dip them in salsa. I use pork rinds more often just because Quest isn't always in my budget to buy the big 8-pack. That's what I usually do because that's the best deal. But yeah, so these pork rinds, I just find them at Fry's. The brand is Southern Recipe. I don't know, these are so good though. These are the kimchi barbecue. They're amazing. I also get the salt and pepper, and sometimes I get the blackberry habanero, I think it's called. But they're just so good. Like, I don't know. I've tried a lot of different pork rinds and these are definitely my favorite. The macros are a ½ ounce is 1 serving size, and that's actually a lot because they're really light. So there's about 8 servings per bag. It's 70 calories per ½ ounce, 4.5 grams of fat, 1 gram of carbs, and 8 grams of protein. So they're really good, very keto friendly, especially if you're craving that crunch that you're missing without chips, bread, etc. All right, up next is one of my very favorite snacks. I talk about it all the time on Instagram. I basically eat it every single day. Smoked salmon. I usually buy the sockeye smoked salmon from Costco, but I realized that it was $20 for 2 packs. Like, I don't remember how many ounces is in it, but it's not as much as these. So I tried these ones out instead this week, and I'm not loving it. Honestly, I would have eaten both packages by now, the other one, so I'm gonna go back to that. But this one's, it's not bad. I just prefer sockeye. So yeah, smoked salmon, I pretty much make a snack plate every day, and I include about 2 ounces of smoked salmon with my eggs. Some people call it lox. I just call it smoked salmon. I'm not sure if there's a real difference, but I love smoked salmon and I always have it in my refrigerator. The macros are 2 ounces is the serving size, 110 calories, 7 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 11 grams of protein. So pretty good macros. I would prefer if it was a little higher fat, but I'm not really worried about it. Another essential that's always in my refrigerator, because I do eat a lot of salads, I like to have salad dressings to go with my sources of protein, and I also sometimes use them as marinades. This Green Goddess salad dressing from Trader Joe's is phenomenal. This is one of my favorite dressings. The macros are super good. It's 2 tablespoons the serving size, 20 calories, 2 grams of fat, 1 carb, 0 protein. It's just a way to add some really great flavor to your salads, or if you use it as a marinade, I think it's really good on chicken. But yeah, this is so delicious. All right, another keto essential. I'm sure you're not going to be surprised. Avocados. I love avocados. I buy them at Costco in a bag of like, I don't know, 8 to 10 of them. And usually my boyfriend has bananas. This is a tip that I learned from someone on my Instagram. I don't remember her name right now, but if I remember it, I'll tell you. If you put the avocados that are not yet ripe near bananas, they ripen. So I don't eat bananas, but I use them to ripen my avocados. I probably eat an avocado a day, if not just half an avocado a day, at least half an avocado. But yeah, I just, again, with my snack plates, it's typically eggs with a little cheese, half an avocado with everything but the bagel seasoning and some sriracha, and then 2 ounces of salmon. That's like my favorite snack. I could eat that every single day, and I do pretty much eat that every single day. So yeah, avocados, such an essential for me. Not for everyone. Some people say they taste like wet grass. I do not agree. And when they go bad, not like bad, but when they get a little too soft for you to eat, make some guacamole, okay? That's what I do. I have guacamole like every single week. Another essential for me, considering I've cut out all sugar in my diet, I like to have something sweet to snack on at night. And for me, that is going to be either berries. So I do blackberries, strawberries, blueberries, and typically I'm going to make a little like whipped cream out of heavy whipping cream and some stevia and like vanilla extract. You can make your own you can make your own whipped cream very quickly, and that's what I usually do. Just put like a dollop of whipped cream on some berries. Or this leads into my next essential, which may not be essential for everyone, but for me, this is what makes it sustainable and I enjoy it. So, Lily's! I always have Lily's chocolate, no joke, always have it in my fridge. And yes, I keep it in my fridge because I like cold chocolate. This one is the salted almond Lily's. The macros on this, usually I don't eat half of it, but you can. If you were to eat half of it, which is the serving that they recommend, it's 170 calories, 15 grams of fat. It's 21 total carbs, minus 11 grams of dietary fiber, so that's 10, minus 6 erythritol, so that's 4 net carbs for half of this bar. And it is 1 gram of sugar. So if you're someone who specifically does not include any carbs from sugar, you do not want even 1 carb of sugar or 1 gram of sugar, don't eat this. But I don't really mind having a couple grams of sugar. I still just calculate them as carbs. But yeah, and then 3 grams of protein. So that's half of the salted almond. And like I said, some of the different flavors are different macros. So just pay attention, because I bought the crispy rice one and looked at it and realized it was a little bit higher carb count than I would prefer. And although I loved it, I won't be buying it again because it doesn't really fit into a keto lifestyle, at least not mine. All right, so another predictable keto essential that maybe some people tell you isn't essential, and none of this is essential for anyone other than me. This is what I enjoy eating. This is what makes my life easier, sustainable, whatever. Bacon, okay? Bacon. So I don't eat bacon like every single day, and I don't eat copious amounts of bacon, which is this weird misconception about keto that we just eat bacon and butter all the time. I do eat butter all the time, but I don't eat that much bacon. I like to buy like 12 ounces. This is my favorite bacon. It's the Applewood smoked bacon from Trader Joe's. Also, yes, a lot of this is from Trader Joe's, and that's just because I love Trader Joe's, okay? Yeah, so I usually cook about 12 ounces of bacon, probably bi-weekly. I always have bacon in the fridge, and I'll explain that in a second. But I usually buy it about bi-weekly, and then I just chop it. Like, I cut it, here, I'll show you the side. I cut it down the middle. I usually put it in the freezer for like a half hour before I do this. It makes it easier. I cut it down the middle, and then I chop it like this into little squares, bacon bits, and then I cook it in a pot like you would boil water for pasta. I cook it in a pot like that, and they do separate. Even if they're in chunks, when you put them in there, they separate. And then I drain the oil. Usually I have to drain the oil twice. I keep that oil for cooking. Usually it's on meal prep days, so I'll cook with a little bacon fat, especially green beans. That's my favorite, is green beans cooked in bacon fat. And then I will, once they start bubbling, you know that they're done. And then I will dry them on a paper towel and put them in a baggie, a Ziploc bag, and I just top salads with them. I'll add them, if I'm having hard-boiled eggs, which is another one of my favorite snacks that I always have, I'll just sprinkle some bacon bits on top. I just don't like store-bought bacon bits at all. I'm just not a big fan. I don't like the way they smell. I don't like the texture. I don't like how long they last. That's alarming to me. So just make your own. It's really easy as long as you are safe with draining the oil. I definitely had to learn how to do that before I was confident, not burning myself. But yeah, having bacon bits in the refrigerator at all times is just really nice for me, and that's an option for you if you are on keto. If you're interested in the macros, 1 pan-fried slice is 90 calories, 7 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 5 grams of protein. So great keto macros. and it tastes and smells great. You can't deny it. Bacon's good, okay? Bacon's good. Next up is one of my favorite things to just toss on a plate. Like I said, I love snack plates. This is a great way to add some probiotics to your diet, and it tastes really good in my opinion. So some people might need time to warm up to it, but sauerkraut, again from Trader Joe's. This is just the Trader Joe's sauerkraut with pickled Persian cucumbers. I'm not a huge cucumber person, but I love, like, they're pickles basically. But I love this sauerkraut and I love the pickles in it. Yeah, sauerkraut is just a really good way to add some fermented food into your diet and get that gut microbiome flourishing, living its best life. That, kombucha, kimchi, I love kimchi. We usually have kimchi, and I would include that right now if we did. Let me check. Okay, we don't have any kimchi right now, but I would say that this category could just be called fermented foods in your diet. I think it is essential in my keto lifestyle. Again, just as with everything else, none of this has to be essential in your keto lifestyle. It just works for me and it makes me feel good, and I would never criticize anyone's choices diet-wise, never judge, so I hope that no one is judging me, but if you are, I don't really care. So yeah, sauerkraut, the serving size is 2 tablespoons. It's 5 calories, so pretty much nothing there. 0 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs, and it says less than 1 gram is fiber, so I just when I'm counting macros, I count that as the full 2 carbs, and 0 grams of protein. So it's literally just a carb per tablespoon. It's not the most keto-friendly macros, but I think it is essential in my diet, and I enjoy it, and there's no reason for me not to eat it. All right, next up is definitely a very popular essential in the keto community and pretty much everywhere, because who doesn't love coffee? Am I right? Okay. Side note, Dutch Brothers Coffee DM'd me today on Instagram, and I was geeking out a little bit. I was just like, okay, hi Dutch Brothers. But yeah, so this is the Trader Joe's Black Cold Brew. I have a coffee maker right there. So I usually make hot coffee in the mornings, and I blend it with some butter, some MCT oil sometimes. I make like a bulletproof coffee most days, but some days, especially living in Phoenix, it's very hot, and some days I just want an iced coffee, and some days I want a hot coffee in the morning and an iced coffee in the afternoon. I probably should pay attention more to my caffeine intake, but I don't. So this is a cold brew, and I believe this is a concentrate, so I don't think you want to just drink this straight. Let me see. I don't know. So I probably would put a little bit of water in it just to make sure it's not too insane. But yeah, this is the Black Cold Brew, and it's 10 calories for the can, 2 carbs, nothing else, less than 1 gram protein, 0 grams of fat. So yeah, I would typically just mix this in with some heavy whipping cream and some sugar-free flavors, or stevia. I've been more on the stevia train lately since I read some sketchy information about Torani sugar-free flavoring, possibly having 1 carb per tablespoon, which, I mean, that's not my dream, but whatever. And then this is just the random coffee I get for hot coffees in the morning. This is from Target, and it's caramel macchiato, naturally and artificially flavored. I have Googled this like into the ground, and I cannot find anything that says that this has any sugar in it, so I, fingers crossed, hope it doesn't. It's never affected me being in ketosis, so I assume it doesn't, but it smells and tastes amazing. Caramelly, caramel macchiato. All right, next up, if you can't tell already, I'm about the snacks. I'm about the snacks, okay? So this is another one of my favorite snacks. Is this the front? Oh. Meat and cheese. That's a keto essential if I've ever heard one, okay? These are just some examples. Usually I don't buy them in these single packs because they're more expensive this way. I usually buy them from Costco in a big pack that has all like salami and cheese rolls, prosciutto rolls, and like some other type of salami. Sorry, I just burped. That's not cute, okay? Anyways, these are just delicious, super easy to grab on the go. They have these at Costco in big packs, and they're definitely more affordable if you go to a Costco versus I got these at Trader Joe's, and they were like $2 or $3 each. So yeah, if you know that you're going to be buying large amounts of something, I think Costco is worth it. I love Costco and I probably go there bi-weekly. Love Costco. But yeah, meat and cheese, great snack option for keto, great on the go. The macros on this is a little confusing because they split it up, it looks like. I think this whole container is 210 calories, 17 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 14 grams of protein. The way they set it up is they split it up between the salami and the provolone. So you have to add that. And it's kind of tricky because you might think like, oh, it's just 110 calories. No, it's not. It's 210. Okay, so yeah. Just kidding, they tricked me. Okay, so this is very tricky branding, okay? So this says servings per container is 1.5. So we actually need to add, it's probably like 300 calories for this thing. Probably about 23 or 24 grams of fat, 0 carbs still, and probably more like 18 grams of protein. I don't know, I hate that. I hate when they split it up into two because obviously I'm not gonna eat half of this or only eat the cheese. It's just rude. So another keto essential. This is not essential for everyone. I feel like I've said that a million times, so maybe I'll just cut that out. I like to have heavy whipping cream in my coffee in the mornings, especially if it's an iced coffee, because I have not found a way to make a bulletproof coffee iced. It just gets chunky and disgusting, so heavy whipping cream is just the way that I like to make my coffees. This is just the organic heavy whipping cream from Trader Joe's. Super good. You can get it anywhere, it really doesn't matter. I was just out and I was at Trader Joe's. Usually I would buy it from Costco or Fry's because it's cheaper probably, but I was just at Trader Joe's, so heavy whipping cream. Also, you can make a lot of delicious desserts with heavy whipping cream. I like making mousse, some whipped cream. You can add it to recipes. It's just something that I use a lot in cooking and in day-to-day life with keto. I really burn through some heavy whipping cream. Okay, on to the next. The next essential for me, so predictable, right? Kerrygold butter. I mean, I don't know what to say that hasn't been said about Kerrygold butter. It's the reason I got a Costco membership. It really is different. You really can taste the quality. If you're drinking butter in your coffee, don't let it be the shitty kind, okay? Don't let it be the shitty kind. I did that for a year almost, probably 9 months. I was using just whatever butter, and then when we got the Costco membership, when I found out that they had Kerrygold, it's like 4 bricks for $10, I think, at Costco, and I was like, that's it, I need a Costco membership because I need that Kerrygold in my life. So it really comes down to like $2.50 per, this is 8 ounces I think, per 8 ounce block, whereas at Fry's or something, this is almost $5, if not more. You really do taste the difference. I cook with it, I put it in my coffee, I'm eating butter every single day, and I like that it's a good quality butter and that it's grass-fed. That's all. There's nothing that hasn't been said about Kerrygold butter. If you don't already believe that it's high quality, you're not gonna take my word. Peanut butter. Peanut butter. Not everyone eats peanut butter on keto because, and it's understandable, I think the main reason is, maybe you're allergic, but most likely, it's just really hard to control yourself around peanut butter. I mean, that is a problem that I think is just destroying the keto community. The amount of self-restraint it takes not to eat an entire jar of peanut butter or nut butter in general, it's insane. It's rude, uncalled for. But anyways, I'm not gonna say I eat a ton of peanut butter, okay? Because I don't. But it is always in my fridge or pantry. If it hasn't been opened, it's in the pantry. It is always in my house. I love peanut butter. I have to really be careful with peanut butter because I could eat a whole jar, okay? And I'm sure you have, hopefully you can relate to this. I've eaten a whole jar, okay? Peanut butter is great, but do you know how many calories is in a whole jar? I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to know. This is my favorite peanut butter. I will never abandon it, okay? It is the Trader Joe's organic, I don't know if you can see it. Trader Joe's organic peanut butter, creamy salted Valencia. I think that's the kind of peanut. It is delicious. It has the oil on top. I've shaken it up as I was just talking about it so vigorously, but it has the oil on top. You want to stick to a organic or natural peanut butter if you are gonna do peanut butter on keto, because some peanut butters, if you don't go like the natural route, they will have sugar added to it. So really be careful. My biggest tip with keto is just read the label. You'll be so surprised by things that you can't eat, but you'll be even more surprised by things you can. Oftentimes I've thought I can't have that, and then bam, I didn't even realize that. I mean, I do now. I have more of an eye for it now, but when I first started, I was really surprised by things I could and could not eat. So the macros on this is the serving size 2 tablespoons, 200 calories, 15 grams of fat, 4 net carbs. It's 7 carbs total, and then 3 fiber. 2 of those are sugar and 8 grams of protein. So I would be eating probably a tablespoon or less of peanut butter, and that's the only way I can really work it into. My door's open because it's a beautiful day, but I mean, everyone is so loud, it's insane. But anyways, I would probably be eating a tablespoon or maybe half a tablespoon, and that's the only way I can work it into my macros. Everyone's macros are different, so I would really urge you to figure out what works for you. Even if it's keto, you might be more in the 30 to 40 grams of carbs a day. You might be someone who wants to count total carbs, and in that case, this is not an option, most likely for you. Just really figure out what works for you. And I really enjoy peanut butter, and having it in my house and having it once in a while, or having it for fat bomb recipes, etc., makes me happy. And my life is all about making me happy, so if this is what's gonna do it, I'm gonna have it. All right, next up is something that I am very, very passionate about. Okay, I should have started this video with this essential. And I don't know why or how this happened, but I am obsessed with seasonings. Like, I just really love seasonings. Especially, there are a couple companies in Phoenix who make their own homemade seasonings, and I'm their biggest fan. First off, I'll bring up the Himalayan pink salt. That one's not from like a local person, it's from Costco. And it's just I just always have a pink salt grinder in my house. I also have a mortar and pestle that I do some of our pink salt on, but that's honestly because I like how it looks on my counter, but I also couldn't find one of these for the longest time. So this is my mortar and pestle. There's pink salt in it. You just grind it up yourself. It's also just really cute on the counter. I'm not gonna lie, I do it for the aesthetic. I'm here for it. I'm not ashamed. But I did buy this, so we use this a lot more now. Also, if you are ever tempted to buy the Rachel Ray pink Himalayan salt grinder with the orange cap, don't do it. It doesn't work. I thought it was just mine that was defective, but no, I nanny for a family and they also have that same pink Himalayan salt. It doesn't work. You can't even grind it. It gets stuck. Don't buy it. It's a waste of your money. Okay, I bought these at the farmer's market near my house over the weekend, and honestly, they're delicious. I've tried all 3 of them. This one is the taco seasoning. It's called Taco Bout It. This company is called Ryan Allery Signature Seasoning. It's from Tempe, Arizona. I think Tempe, yeah. The main reason why I was on the lookout for some seasonings is you don't realize how many carbs are in seasonings, especially taco seasoning. It's a very sneaky, because you think it's just a seasoning. I don't even track seasonings, but let me go I have an old, so this is the Ortega taco seasoning mix. And we used to use this. It has like low sodium or something, I don't know. It is, the serving size is 2 teaspoons. So if you're meal prepping, let's say you're meal prepping some taco stuffed peppers, okay? You're probably making about a pound or so, maybe a pound and a half of ground beef. And you're probably going to use, this recommends 4 tablespoons of this seasoning for a pound of ground beef. So, this is, the serving size is only 2 teaspoons, okay? That's a lot smaller. So the calories are 20, the carbs are 4 for 2 teaspoons, okay? And 0 protein, 1 fiber. So I don't know how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon, but that is a lot of carbs for seasoning, okay? Especially if you're making stuffed peppers, and peppers are a little higher in carbs anyways. This is just a no-go for me, and most likely for anyone who's making a keto recipe, who's trying to stick to 20 grams of net carbs. This is a waste of carbs, okay? So I got this taco seasoning and used it. You can see I used a little bit of it. I only made 1 meal with it so far, but it's 0 everything. Like, I don't know what filler they use in these. Yellow corn flour, guys, it's yellow corn flour. That's the first thing. And maltodextrin, which is a hotly debated topic, but in my opinion, I try to avoid maltodextrin. It is in all the Atkins products, which I do eat from time to time, but maltodextrin, what I'm getting from the research I've done is that you can't subtract it from your carbs. So it is a fiber, and in my opinion, you cannot subtract it. It does affect your blood sugar. Also, modified cornstarch is in here. Okay, so that's a no-go for me. I don't need that in my life when I can buy something like this from someone who lives here in Tempe and makes a really great product. So the ingredients are super clean. It's garlic, onion, chili powder, paprika, cumin, coriander, oregano, chipotle powder, lime, and sea salt. You can't go wrong with getting some like homemade artisanal spices. That is why I think I'm so obsessed with this right now, is just when I realized how much filler was in a lot of the spices that we buy at the store, I was really surprised. Like I said, read the label, because things are gonna surprise you, that there's sugar or flour or something in a product you never would have imagined. Also, I got the Caribbean jerk. This is 0 grams of carbs as well, super clean. They use erythritol, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I love this, and I definitely will be buying more spices from them. I'll probably follow them on Instagram soon to find out if I can buy it without having to wait for the farmer's market. And my boyfriend loves it as well. Like, he used a ton of this cilantro jalapeno lime on some chicken that he grilled over the weekend, and this is 0 carbs as well. It's just garlic, onion, cilantro, lime, jalapeno, and black pepper. So super clean. You can find somebody near you, and yes, it is most likely going to be a little bit more expensive. And if you don't want to go through the trouble of finding a spice company that's near you, you can make your own. Like, you can make your own spice mixes, okay? You don't have to buy a pre-made mix that's going to throw you out of ketosis at the store. All right, we are sadly coming to the close of this video. This has been very fun. I love food. I'm very passionate about food. I love spending all of my money on food. I seriously spend money on like nothing else. But this is my last item in this 15 essentials video, and that is the 3 Bridges egg bites from Costco. I talk about these all of the time, and I think I subconsciously kept the best for last. I'm not gonna lie, but I eat these every day. Like, sorry. I eat these every single day that I work out. That is no lie. I actually have to use it as a reward system that I only eat these when I work out. And that's sad, but if I didn't, I'd be eating them every single day. So they're just delicious. If you've ever had the sous vide egg bites at Starbucks and you thought to look at the nutrition, once again, I've said this already 3 times in this video, you will be shocked. It is, I think, off the top of my head, I'm not really sure, I'll double check, 11 carbs for 2 bites at Starbucks. And that makes absolutely no sense because it's just supposedly egg, bacon, and cheese, or egg, I don't remember what the other ones are. It's basically a protein, a cheese, and egg. And it's not, there's a filler in there, probably similar to the spices, like a flour, a wheat flour or corn flour or whatever it is, maltodextrin. It's insane. It doesn't make any sense, and they're also expensive. So, and they're smaller than these. So if you are spending $5 or $6 to get the egg bites for breakfast, that's more than half of a typical keto diet for the day. That's more than half of your carbs, and that's ridiculous. So I found these at Costco. I haven't been able to find them anywhere else, but I'm sure you can find them on Amazon. They come in a pack of 4 of these double packages. If you look at the back, you can see they have like imitated the Starbucks look. And these are just cheese and uncured bacon, so they're super clean ingredients. Let's see. Cottage cheese, Monterey Jack cheese, cheddar cheese, uncured bacon, which has no nitrates, which is great. Unsalted butter, garlic, and spices. So yeah, pretty awesome. For one package, it is 310 calories, 25 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs, so that's about 1 each, and 20 grams of protein. Like I said, I eat these after I get home from the gym. It's like my reward, my treat, and it also kind of acts as a protein shake for me. Like, I don't like protein shake, I would rather eat my protein. So these have 20 grams of protein, and I just eat them when I get home from the gym. Usually I'll eat them with half an avocado with some everything but the bagel seasoning, sprinkled over the avocado, maybe some sriracha. Like I was saying, I love snack plates. So yeah, these are insane. They're so good, and I always have them. I usually have about 10 of them, honestly, in my fridge, but this is the last one I have, so I'm going to Costco tomorrow. All right, that wraps up my 15 keto essentials that I always have in my fridge. And if you made it this far, thank you so much. I had so much fun making this video. I want to make more videos that are like this and maybe move away from the vlogging, because it does take so long to edit them, and I'm not really sure if they're helpful for people who are looking to this page to get some information on starting keto. So I would love to do more videos like this. I love food, I love talking about food, I love talking about keto, I love grocery shopping. So this was really fun for me. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and in the comments let me know what other videos you would like to see. I'm really open to any recommendations. I have a list on my phone of some videos that I want to make, and I'm really excited about it, so I hope you stick around to see those videos in the future.